I am Dr. Ramonda Griffin, and I am here with the legend, Mr. Karl with a K. Stanton. And we are here for the Ask Karl segments. This is kind of to pay homage to Mr. Stanton. He is retiring after 41 years of personal property, of a personal property career. And this segment is called mentorship. So I want to just take the time to ask you a few questions on how you feel about mentorship. So the first one is, why do you think mentorship is so important?
Uh, Mentorship is very important, and for quite a few reasons. One, when we look back on the first segment that we kind of broke down on that I wasn't trying to do, but it also leaves a legacy of that mentor when they mentor someone. Is that uh, you are kind of leaving a legacy behind when you mentoring someone the right way. Okay, um, showing them the ropes, then they pay it forward. They take it forward, and hopefully, some of the people that they mentor, what they say, all they need is one to pay it forward, and that's how your legacy lives on. And good mentorship lasts a long time. It goes throughout generations.
Absolutely. And I feel like Mr. Stanton, and he's so humble. He's mentored a lot of us, including me. I often have gone to him. I think I met you when I was 27.
Mm, I don't know how old you were, but
I was
you
about,
didn't like my phone call.
yeah. So he called me, and we were having this conversation. I was like, "Who is this guy?" And we met at the Gypso Christmas party because I was actually stationed at Lackland Air Force Base, and from then I realized that he was really a gem for the career field, and he's mentored so many of us. We've been able to talk to him about entitlements. Matter of fact, I want to say most of even if the transportation community has not seen him physically, they've actually talked to Mr. Stanton. So Mr. Stanton has not just mentored people here at the Personal Property Activity headquarters. He's mentored so many people throughout the enterprise in some way, and those individuals that aren't in our career field. He's contributed to their lives immensely. So the next question is, do you think everyone is cut out to be a mentor or a mentee? And I know,
Well,
take your time with this question because this is kind of unique.
the, the you know, my mother always say everything is possible. Okay, now being a mentee and a mentor, it's like it depends on how you mentor and how you accept it. Okay, it's like throughout my military career, uh, it's like when you testing to make rank, everybody was telling you, well, this is how you test. You go and you highlight all this, or you print out these pages, and you do this. And I came to realize that the way some folks was explaining that, like, how to test, that was for them. That's how they test,
Mhm.
which doesn't mean it's good for you. Okay. And you have to establish your own way of learning. Everybody learn different. Okay. Everybody teach different. Okay. So yeah, pretty much everyone is capable of being a mentor and a mentee, but know who you're mentoring. Okay. And they may not be able to do it the way you do it. So, in other words, you have to feel and get to know someone. Before you even start mentoring, you need to know something about them. Well, don't tell them how you made, staff sergeant, how you made tech, how you went all the way up the chain and you did all of that. Find out about them. Find out what their aspiration is. It's not everyone's aspiration to be uh, chief or whatever. When I came in the military, all I wanted was a job. You know, and and that's what I worked hard at. You know, but I believe everyone is capable of being a mentor and a mentee. It's just knowing who you're mentoring and find out where their goals are. Because when you don't know where their goals are, you just can't start telling how you got to your goals. You need to find out what their aspirations are.
Mhm.
And that's what calls a good mentor to be a good mentor is that they find out the mentees' aspirations and goals.
Yeah, and that's important. And I want to add that with mentorship and being a mentee, you have to be committed to both.
Mhm.
So sometimes, even as a mentee, you can be a good mentee, but you may not be a good fit for that mentor. And so you have to find your person. Your person has to find you, or however it works out. But it has to be a fit. It has to be two individuals that are committed to help each other in whatever way that is. So I do believe that people need a professional and a personal mentor. Uh, and sometimes you may be able to get that person in both. So good stuff, Mr. Stanton. I love that. So the next question: who are some of the individuals you admire for their mentorship?
Well, like in our first segment, uh, I referenced a Master Sergeant. At the time, he was Tech Sergeant of the line number for Master Dennis Smith. When I first cross trained at Laughlin Air Force Base, uh, he truly brought home the fact of knowing what your job, knowing what your job is, knowing how to research it, how to find the answer. You know, it's like he told me, he said, you're not going to, you know, maintain an answer or a solution if somebody give it to you all the time,
Mhm.
because that's what you begin to expect. And even today, working in customer service here at the PPA, not to take anything away from anybody that's out there that's watching this, that we do get quite a few phone calls and emails, asking questions, And majority of these emails, I hate to say it, and phone calls, not one, very few actually put in, say, hey, I was looking here in this reg or this paragraph and it says this, can you clarify? They mainly consist of a question. Okay. Where can I find that if you purchase some prior to the issuing of orders, you don't get reimbursed? Nobody never reached out and said, okay, I looked in this paragraph, but it's not there. Can you tell me where it's at? Don't hardly ever get any questions like that, you know. And everything that we sent out of the PPA is mainly regulatory based. We got the same regs everybody do, but we kind of venture out into other AFIs like 326000, DAFI 604-605. So, uh, because we have the experience up here and we really reach out into those different areas. And I'm kind of straying away from what your original question
No,
was.
you're right on track.
Yeah. But I had Chief Duke Kowalski, Chief John King, Chief Fitzpatrick. All those guys, they helped me along the way. And Chief King, when I was at Kunson, I believe he was at headquarters Pat there. And I was just a little staff sergeant at the time. And I pick up the phone and call him and say, hey, Chief. And not once did he turn me away, you know. And the same thing with Ron Danny down that was at headquarters for ages. It's like, uh, he would answer any email, he would answer any phone call. He had no problem. Even when he went into retirement, he still would, participate in some of the questions and answer sections. So I probably could go on and on about, uh, you know, people that made a difference, in my life. And all of them was not cheap. My present supervisor, Chief Browngarden, she is one of the strongest supporters of what I do here. And and like you say, she's a true mentor.
Mhm.
She makes sure you get it right, and she keeps you straight too.
Mhm.
You know,
Right, right.
yeah. So But I just have a list of folks that helped me along the way, you know. And by no means was I a star troop, you know. It's like when I was on active duty, I I had helping hands when I got in trouble, and they saw something in me, I guess, at a young age that I didn't see in myself, you know. And they kind of brought the best out of me.
And you know what? A true mentor, that's what they do. They look at that light that's within you that you can't even see yet, and they continue to cultivate it and empower you to be better. So, my last question: as you walk toward retirement, how do you feel when you see those you have mentored carry out the lessons you have shared?
You, I have I have a young troop work for the Coast Guard that she was the first troop I ever supervised,
Mhm.
and to this day she still contacts me, you know. And and she said, yeah, you know, when you used to train me, you used to make me go to that book and look up that, you know, yeah. So she still bring up some of that old hands-on. You know, back then we didn't have internet and Wi-Fi and whatever kind of fi that is out there, Spotify and stuff like that.
Well, that's the shopping thing. That's what your wife does. That's what Miss Lula does.
Yeah, but you know, and everything was hands-on. You know, it's like we had paper. You know, and to this day, you know, she still contacts me. You know, working for the Coast Guard, it was different than working for the Air Force, as you know, we all see when we work with different branches of the services. But to know that some of the my actions have rubbed off on other individuals, you know, it's just amazing. You know, like our technician, you know, Staff Sergeant Hibner, you know, he used to hear me quote paragraph, and he'd be trying to do the same thing. So, hey, but that's good though, you know. Too bad he's cross training now. So, and when you talk to old troops that are either you know civil service or still on active duty, whatever the case may be, and they always bring up the old stories of where you told me to go pick up that book and you told me don't ever come to me, you know, without
Empty-handed.
and that carried, you know, from Dennis Smith that carried on through my career, you know. And tell you about incident. It wasn't an incident. It was just uh, uh, I don't know what you call it, but I explain it and you can decipher how you want to take it though. But I PCS from Laughlin Air Force Base in 19 uh, no 1981, 82, latter part of 82, and I PCS to England Air Force Base, and they put me in QC, and everybody had to take turns doing the counter. You know, back in the day, every TMO had a counter. You go in and
Sign in.
get signed and give me your orders. Okay, make you an appointment. We had to do all that. Okay, can you come in on Friday at 8:30? You know, that kind of stuff. And I had an issue, and I'm trying to find it in the JFTR. At that time, it was JFTR Volume One, and Miss Naomi, she worked in non-temp. And I took the book over there. I said, I'm looking for, and she flipped the page. She said, right there. And she said, that's amazing. You didn't come to me empty handed. You came with a regulation, with a question, and an idea where it was,
Mhm.
you know. And that made me feel good, you know. And I hope that what I have, how I have trained the individuals that I've worked with, that they carry that on to their when they supervise individuals or whenever they talk to individuals on the phone. You know, use every minute that you can as a learning point, you know, and that's what make the career feel better.
Wow, that's dynamic. So, you know, with mentorship, it's the gift that keeps giving, right?
Oh yeah.
And that's what you've shared with us as a traffic management enterprise. And so, again, we want to thank you.
Yeah. And don't let mentorship be one sided. You telling an individual what all they need to do. You know, if you don't know anything about them, well, you need to do this. You need pick up this book, go read this book. Get to know them, find out about them, then mentor. Don't mentor them based on your life story because that's your life story. It's not theirs. No.
Yeah. All right. Well, this concludes our segment on mentorship. We want to thank you from the Personal Property Activity Headquarters. And is that all we got?
Well, stay tuned in the future in 2023. I won't be a part of it, but I will be learning my technical skills so that I can be logging in and watching future PPAHQ podcasts and other information that they will be putting out on the web, YouTube, Facebook, and so forth. So you stay tuned. You're going to see more too. And our purpose is to educate the transportation enterprise as to what we know. And like anything else, we're not the best. We don't know it all. We learning every day too. So we hope that some of the stuff that we put out, the information we put out, is helpful to you in your everyday job experience. And thank you. And have a blessed day.
Thank you.